Hey everybody, it's Dr. Kesslin with the PhD Consultants. I am so excited about today's show. We have a great guest today. But before she comes, I just want to remind you that we are here to support you. There are a number of free resources and services that are available to you. All you have to do is follow, like, subscribe, share our information. I am Dr. Kesslin everywhere. The website is drkesslin.com. Dr. Kesslin on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, and there are some other places that we're going to be soon. So follow me, Dr. Kesslin, everywhere. The question is, have you ever felt yourself caught in a shift and a change? You were going in one direction and suddenly life showed up and forced you to make some adjustments. Ever? Anybody? Our guest today has had life show up during her doctoral journey, and she's had to make some decisions. We're going to call this show On Doctoral Determination. We're calling it On Doctoral Determination. Join us as we talk with Dr. Ard. We'll see you in a moment. Hey, Dr. Ard, how are you?
Hey, sis, Dr. Kesselin.
Hey,
It is so good to be on here with you, sis.
I'm so glad. So this is my sorority sister. We are women of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
Yes.
But we're also docs and we're moms and, we're professional women and we have a lot going on. When I say I'm super excited to have you, I am super duper excited to have you. I love you so much.
I love you.
Oh, man. So listen, everybody doesn't know you. So let me see if I can share a little bit about your bio with the people. What I know is that Dr. Ard, I got to find it. Dr. Ard is an expert in maternal health care. If you see her name is the PhD Mama. She is committed to doing research on maternal health and well-being. And I'm sure she's going to tell you about where that love came from. Not only does she do that, she's also a wonderful Christian literacy coach. Did I say it right, Dr. Ard?
Mm-hmm.
Christian literacy coach. She helps people get published and publishes work that is meaningful and inspirational. And I am just super excited to have her with me. Hey, Dr. Ard.
Hey, Dr. Kesselin.
Oh, what did I miss in your bio? What did I miss? Tell us more.
Oh, goodness. Let's see. I love to show up in online spaces to educate people, to empower people, to teach them about Black maternal and infant health.
Yeah.
Specifically, I am an advocate for Black and brown mamas and birthing people to share their stories, to get to the tables where decisions are being made so that they can be agents of change, because we don't want people to repeat what we've been through. We want to change and shift the narrative and shift how decisions are being made so that we can save our sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, that's one thing. I mean, there's a couple of things, I guess.
Yeah,
What's
talk
the other
to me.
thing?
Tell me about all the things that you do.
Right. So I'm doing all the things. Like you said, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm homeschooling mom. So I have
I didn't know that.
I
Wait,
do.
what?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That's a that's a podcast by itself.
It is. And we're gonna do that next time.
Okay.
But yes, I homeschool them.
Wow.
I also have my own consulting firm, so I am juggling clients but I love it, right? My life is full, but I absolutely love it. So, yeah.
That's awesome. So, we usually jump in by asking, what was it that influenced you to even think about getting your doctorate? What,
Ooh.
why, Doc? What would make you do this crazy,
Right,
this
right.
crazy thing?
Well, honestly, the heart reason why I decided to do it was I promised my mom, I made a promise to her before she passed away that I would go as far as I could educationally so that no one could tell me what I could and could not do. And so I knew that I had to complete that task because I had promised her I would. And so that's really one of the heart reasons why I did it. And then the other reason was once I got my master's, I felt good. I was like, oh, I think I'm an expert in this field. I know what I'm talking about. But then I realized, there were certain doors that were never going to be open to me unless I had doctor in front of my name, right? I wasn't going to have to go beat down the door, try to find the key that was hidden up under the haystack to unlock the door. But there were certain doors that were going to be automatically open to me
Absolutely.
because I had that degree. So, though, in a nutshell, that's kind of the reasons that I knew I had to do it and I was determined to complete it once I started.
So there was the heart reason, which was
Mhm.
connection to mom. And
Mhm.
then there was the professional positioning reason, which
Yes.
is until I get my doctorate, folk may not hear my name. So let me just go ahead and get this, put this D on and be doctor. I know that.
Yes.
I always say some people will never hear your message until they hear reverend or doctor.
And it's unfortunate, but once you know how the game is played,
Yes.
do what you got to do.
So what were your undergrad and grad degrees in, and what's your doctoral degree in?
Absolutely. I have a bachelor's of science in biology, and I have. Well, you know what? Let's shout out some of these institutions as well. So Oakwood
Give
College,
it up.
Oakwood
Hey,
University, yes,
hey.
got that bachelor's of science in biology, and then I went on to get a master's of public health. And that was from Morehouse School of Medicine, their Master of Public Health program in Atlanta, Georgia. And then I actually did an online program for my PhD at Walden University, and that is in health psychology.
I saw it. I saw
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
I watched you. I
yeah,
saw it. I was like,
yeah.
woo! Did you hear me yelling? Woo!
I did. I heard you, sis. I heard
Yes.
you.
You heard. I know you did because I was loud, girl. I was loud. I so let me ask, because there's still some questions about online education
Mhm, mhm,
versus
mhm.
why Walden? Why Walden?
One particular reason was because they had the health psychology program that I was looking for. There weren't many health psychology programs. And then add in the factor that I needed the flexibility of being able to go online to do my studies. And that narrowed it down very quickly for me. And then Walden, once I reached out for more information and, things like that, they were so welcoming. They were kind and just they followed up with me, not in a creepy kind of way, like, stalking me, but they made me feel as if I was wanted there. They made me feel like I would have every support system that I needed. And I was like, yeah, like, absolutely.
Wow.
To be wanted, right? Like, let's be real, because there's already a small percentage of people who get doctoral degrees than people who look
Very
like
small.
us. It's even smaller, right? So to
Very,
feel
very
like
small.
someone wanted you as a student and really had put every type of support you could need in place to help you be successful, I was like, yeah, sign me up for that. So shout out to Walden.
I love it. I love it.
Hmm.
So Walden met all of your needs
Yes.
and they welcomed you,
Hmm.
right? They welcomed you. Not only did they welcome you, they embraced you. I heard one person
Yes.
say that they were welcomed, they were admitted and welcomed at a school, but they weren't embraced. It sounds like
Mm,
Walden welcomed and embraced you. And
absolutely.
they check off. You
Hmm.
online, that worked for you. They had your degree that worked for you. So, it was a win-win.
It was.
So, sis, so you got admitted, and I'm sure you were thinking this is the best thing since sliced bread
Yeah.
until what
Until
point? There is a point in everybody's doctoral journey
Yeah.
when you're like, what in the world? What did I sign up for? What was that point for you?
So I was accepted in March, and by May, I found out I was pregnant with our first child. Now, again, right, we knew that, there is a time commitment associated with the doctoral program. And so we had to have some real grown-up decisions, right? We had to just say, are we going to go to school and raise a family? And the answer to that was yes. I didn't want to wait. I knew there was a path that I kind of had for myself. So we decided we were going to, work at it together. However, we didn't expect it to happen so soon. So, here I am fresh into this new program and ta-da, you're about to be parents. So that was probably the first of the perspective shifts that we kind of needed to have as I was navigating that program. And then my husband decided, oh, you know what? Well, I would like to get my doctorate as well. So now we have two parents, two adults in the house. Both of us are in doctoral programs and we're raising a family. Crazy town. Crazy town.
Wow. I mean,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, first baby,
Mhm.
you were
Yep.
still in school.
I
Take me, take
was.
me through, take me through the first 2 years of your doctoral work, because that's supposed to be the class work is what people
Mhm.
think of as that's the easy part, right?
Right.
Take me through the first 2 years.
Well, it would have been easy had life not been lifing at the time, right? So, you know, I'm pregnant, so you go through all the first trimester and you're not feeling so good, and then second trimester so I'm doing well as far as my classwork and stuff is concerned. But then I end up having a traumatic birth experience. So I am, not even into my first complete year of my doctoral program, and I literally almost died. I developed preeclampsia. My son was born 4.5 weeks early. We're in the I'm in the hospital, he's in the NICU. All of this is happening while I'm in my doctoral program. And my, smart self decided to push through. I should have probably taken a break, but I didn't. I said it's okay. I can let my professors know. And here again, this is why it's so important to choose an institution who really will stand by supporting you and recognizing that these are working professionals coming into the program. And that's what I had. I had a phenomenal support system in my program. And so I felt like I was able to continue even through all of that trauma, all of that crazy. So that was really my first 2 years. Being pregnant, having this crazy traumatic experience, but still trying to navigate that, raising a newborn. So those first 2 years kind of just they blew by.
What do you think? What do you think would have shifted for you had you taken the break?
I might not have gone back.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah,
That's real.
that's
That's a
very real.
lot of people's stories. So
Hmm.
you know that you need to pause for your own health and
Yes,
well-being. But
yes,
if you pause, you will not meet. You could potentially not meet the goal.
agreed. Yeah,
So you push through.
yeah. And you have to be real with yourself, right? You have to ask yourself, can I take a break and come back? Or is this pause going to lead to, me not completing what I set out to do? You have to be honest with yourself. And I felt that at the time, if I paused, I would not finish. So I pushed through, and that decision helped me to continue through my program through two subsequent pregnancies. I had a miscarriage in there as well, and I was determined to finish. And I think that came from that initial decision to continue on um, through the program.
Wow. So traumatic
Mhm.
birth experience,
Mhm.
miscarriage,
Mhm.
third baby,
Mhm.
all while in your doc program.
Every one of them. Yep.
And when you look back now, what do you say to then student candidate Dr.
Yeah.
Ard?
Yeah.
You say, Kwani,
Whew.
what? What do you say?
I would say it would have been okay for you to take a break. And honestly, I did. I took 1 quarter off in the whole time that I was in my doctoral program. I did take 1 quarter off. I would have said to myself that it is okay to take more time if you needed it, because I was so focused on finishing that maybe I didn't finish as well as I could have
Mhm.
because I didn't take the necessary time to care for myself.
Mentally,
So, yep,
physically, socially,
all of those
spiritually.
things. Yep. And we can do that. We can get so locked in because we're terrified that if we stop, it'll be forever. And but I could have taken more time. I could have taken those breaks I needed because I don't know how many of you know this, but it took me 11 years to finish. And no
Wait,
one
wait,
tells
pause,
you, yep,
pause.
mhm,
It took you, I need you all to hear that. It
yes,
took 11 years to finish, but you kept going.
that's
Before we
right.
started, you talked about dogged determinism.
Yes,
Like you were determined to do the doctorate
I was.
despite it all. Tell me about the 11 years. So, classes, 2 years,
Classes.
two ish.
Classes, I went full time for I think maybe the first 2-ish years. Then by then we had a second baby, right? 2.5 years in. So I went to the way Walden kind of does it, you can still do a certain amount of hours and be considered full time. So I was taking the max amount of hours at first, and then I went down to those minimum amount of hours to still be considered full time. And it helped me to um, get some breathing room in there, but it took longer because I was taking fewer hours at a time. And then, again, life was life, and we had all kinds of things happen. We moved, my husband switched multiple jobs. I mean, we had family situations, all the things. So it took probably an additional 2-ish years, 2 to 3 years, than it would had not all those things happened. Um, and had I not taken that additional break. So yeah. So I finished in 2020 in 2020. That's when I finished. I
Wow.
finished.
Wow.
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
Wow. So you started, life showed up. And when
Mhm.
I say life, we talking about life. Everything
Correct.
from wonderful blessings of babies,
Mhm.
new jobs,
Mhm.
moving. Did you move at that time?
We did.
Moving?
We moved, yep, we moved right before I had my third. I was pregnant with my third when we moved.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow. Wow. But yet you finished. And so
Yes.
I'm going to ask this question. I probably already know the answer, but what was the most difficult part of all of your journey? What was the most difficult part? And how'd you get through it? How'd you
Ooh,
get through it?
the most difficult part was convincing myself that I deserved to be there.
Oh,
It was hard.
thank
In the
you.
beginning, it's new, it's fresh. You're like, "Yes, I'm gonna change the world." And then things happen, right? Like you get some difficult coursework and you're like, "You know what? I can't do this." But then you're like, "If I don't pass, I won't graduate," right? There are milestones that you have to hit to go to the next level. And this is, kind of a parallel for life, right? You don't get to cheat a milestone and go to the next level in doctoral work. You don't. It's set up so that you complete these steps so that you go to the next step with the amount of information you need, the amount of experience you need. Because who's going to get to the end of a doctoral program and not be considered an expert in their field? Not
Right.
I. So, I had to constantly convince myself that I deserved to be in this space, even when things got hard, even when I was writing those chapters. And I'm thinking to myself, I have run out of words, but I had to remember I can do this. I have everything I need to complete this successfully. I just
Powerful.
have to just focus, remind myself that I'm here for a reason,
Mhm.
and that if I don't complete this, if I don't do this, who knows what lack will be there because I didn't complete what I needed to complete.
Yeah.
So that was
Yeah.
hard. Yeah. But that's what I did, right? So constantly encouraging myself, constantly renewing my mind, whether it was through, devotional scriptures. I'm not sure how many people are believers, but my faith literally held me up when I
Wow.
just was not able to do it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah. There's something, um, difficulty teaches you some things, and I'll bet now your faith is even stronger than it was before because
absolutely.
you've seen God do it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
What do you celebrate about that journey? About the journey? What are the good parts? What are the when you look back, what makes you smile?
Well, one of the things that makes me smile is that my children have watched me. I mean, they did not know anything different. They were
Wow.
born while I was doing the program, th- they hit milestones while I was hitting milestones. But when I finished, I was able to show them, look what mommy and God did together, right?
Yeah. Oh,
You
beautiful.
can do anything you put your mind to. Mommy did this, raising you guys, schlepping y'all back and forth to school, all of the things, the responsibilities that I had during that time. It was not a, it didn't take away from my goal to get this thing done. And they were able to see me finish. They were able to see me celebrated and graduate. It was a celebration for them. It was a seed planted in their soul that will hopefully bear fruit in their lives. That they've watched their parent, both of us actually, they've watched both of their parents go through and complete a doctoral program. Both of us. So,
That's so amazing
mhm,
that life showed up for both of you,
it did.
and you both finished.
We
How
did.
I should interview the other Dr.
You
R's. And
should. You should.
how long did it take him?
I think he finished a year ahead of me. Mhm.
Wow.
Mhm.
So wow,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
We've had other guests on the show who've talked about the impact of going through the doctoral degree process and feeling the responsibility
Yeah.
of being an example for your children or your
Yeah.
grandchildren. And it's like, they see when you push, they see that it can be done. Right?
Absolutely.
So, we always talk about representation, the
Mhm.
fact that representation matters. Well, doctoral representation matters too. And they won't see it as anything odd to go into
Correct.
your degree. And that
This is
says
normal for them now.
this is normal, right?
Mhm.
This is
Mhm.
this is normal. And someone asked my youngest daughter, so what does your mommy do? And she said she helps people get their doctoral degrees.
Boom.
And it just rolled off like that's what my mommy does.
That's right. I love
I'm
it.
like, wow.
Mhm.
So to my children, I introduce my friends who are doctors as this is doctor, so that they will, it'll be normal for them to
Yeah.
aspire to be a doctor, not just to be a doctor, but
Yes.
to know that doctors make a dynamic difference in the world. And
Mhm.
that to me is what it's all about, right?
Agreed.
A
Agreed.
higher call to responsibility. So, Doc, what are you doing now?
Oh.
What has having your doctorate allowed you to do?
Ooh, goodness. So many things. So many things. I used to think that my academic world had to stay in one bucket. My passions, my loves had to stay in a different bucket, and never the twain shall meet. But I have been so blessed and so fortunate to marry those worlds on several occasions. I have been able to talk about Black maternal and infant health in the faith based space. I've been able to do podcasts like yours and write op-eds and essays for like national websites and media sites. I've been able to go to conferences and talk about my work and talk about advocacy. I've been able to become an advocate, to be certified advocate for different programs based on both my lived experience and my expertise as a researcher in the field. I have been able to go to federal tables, to sit at these federal tables and talk about my work as a behavioral scientist and as a Black mama who barely survived her traumatic birth experience. This doctorate has not only opened, doors that I think I always knew would be open, but doors that I could not have even dreamed would be open. I am now also teaching at my alma mater. So I am an assistant professor at Morehouse School of Medicine, teaching in the public health department. Again, because of this, wonderful degree that has allowed me and afforded me these opportunities that I would not have had otherwise.
Yeah.
And I am also working for myself. Come on, entrepreneurs in the
Yes.
audience.
Come on,
Um,
entrepreneurs. Yes.
Love it. And I now get to use the expertise, the experience, the training, all of that to work for myself and have clients and really even just take what I've learned and make it better. So yeah.
And you do so much. Where can people find you on social media and likewise?
Yes. So I am on Instagram as the PhD Mama with two M's. You can see that here in the tagline, and also as Kwani Boo. I don't think I will ever get rid of that. I know it's like not the professional, but listen, that there's
It's who you
something.
are. It's
It
who you
is.
are.
It's who I am. I'm Kwani Boo and I'm the PhD Mama, right? So I
Yes.
get to marry
Yes.
those things together.
Yes.
Also on Twitter as QYRD08. So Twitter is more of my, professional space. I love Twitter for professional networking. Love, love, love it. So that's where you can find me on Twitter. I also have a website, thephdmama.com. And if you can't find me anywhere else, you can definitely go to the website and all the places are on there as well. So
Yeah. That's
yeah,
awesome. That's awesome. Before we close, because we're almost at that time, the time flies
goes
so
by
quickly.
fast. Yeah.
Words of wisdom. What words of wisdom would you leave for a person thinking about a doctorate and for a person who's in a doctorate? What words of wisdom would you have?
Okay, let's start with those who are thinking of doing the doctorate. You have everything you need to successfully complete this mission. One of the things I had to, like I said, keep telling myself, I am capable. I have been called to this, and I will not leave it unfinished. Know that you can do this. It is a task, it is a monumental task, but just break it down into bite sized pieces. You can do this. And for those who are in the trenches, right? Take it from those of us who have finally reached the other side. The hard work that you put in, the tears that you shed, the sacrifices that you have made, it will all be worth it. Don't give up. Keep going. It will all be worth it.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. Dogged determinism.
Yes.
Dogged determinism. Wow.
Yes.
You are an example of that. I thank you.
Thank
I
you.
thank you for spending this time with me, my sister.
Yay. Always a pleasure.
This was great. This was great. So, listen, everybody, this is the PhD Consultants doing the Doctorate Podcast. You're in our special series on doctors in residence. And today we had Dr. Quantrilla Ard sharing her story of dogged determinism.
Mm-hmm.
We are here to help you, the PhD consultants. We provide information and inspiration so that you can save time and money while getting in, through, and out of your doctoral program. Listen, I say it at the end of every show. The PhD, the doctoral degree, it is not merely a degree of intelligence, it is a degree of persistence. And we are here to help you. So follow us, follow, share, like, visit us on all our social media. The handles are all Dr. Kesslyn, DrKesslyn, and we look forward to supporting you. Why? Because your research matters.
Mm-hmm.
Your research matters. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We'll talk to you soon. Love you, Mom and Dad. Bye.
Bye.